I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you can put that in though. You think that's bad? Maybe not. I don't know. But anyways, I'm Athena Tomlinson, class of 2024. I go to high school at Clovis West in Fresno, California. I play AAU ball at JBS 3SSB out of Sacramento, and I'm committed to play at Boston College in the ACC. Okay, so my love for the game, started with my brother Orion. I wanted to be just like him when I was a little kid. So like if he did football, I want to do football. He did baseball, I want to do baseball. So when he picked basketball and he wore the number 0, that's kind of where I got my inspiration from. Just wanting to be like him and follow in his footsteps. So that's where the inspiration came from.
How early was that? Did you know from like when you were little or
Oh, like I was really young, probably like maybe in kindergarten. I wanted to like train with him and go against him and really just be just like him.
how young were you when you realized you could play at the next level?
That's a good question. I definitely think about like second grade. About second grade, I feel like, I was a lot better than the rest of the girls I was around. And just going out to bigger markets like LA, SAC, and being able to compete with those girls and playing up a couple grades and still like balling out, that's when I kind of knew like, okay, like this can be my thing.
When did you receive your first offer?
Okay, so I got my first offer in 7th grade from UC San Diego. UC San Diego. And it was great for me to just see that my hard work's paying off. I can play at the next level. I'm not too small, and this is something that I can really do.
So you brought up your size. How would you say that you compensate for your size?
Yeah, it definitely gets tough, especially when I was younger and I didn't have the skills to know how to use it. But for me, it kind of seems like an advantage. I always say, like, in my head, I'm like 6'6", so when I play in the games, I'm just like being tough, aggressive. A lot of times I get posted up down the post, I never get scored on, and it's always either a foul on them or a turnover because I'm just like relentless and tenacious about, getting under and denying it and just being as aggressive as I can be.
Where do you get, I noticed you're pretty competitive on the court, so like, where do you get that competitive, like, fiery?
I think like social media has helped a lot because like you see people getting posterized, like getting crossed over on overtime, on hoopers for days, and like for me, my motto is like I'm not gonna be on your highlight reel. So from a defensive standpoint, at least that's where my aggressiveness and just like tenacity comes from, to be honest. Oh my gosh, all the time. That's like when I go to the South, they call me like Little Bit. Like who even calls? That's not even a cool nickname, but people, when I get down there, they say mouse in the house, they say all kind of stuff. So that definitely fuels me to just go even harder and show them that it's really not a big deal and it's honestly an advantage. If they want to come take me on in the paint, I mean, they're free to do so and see how it is. I definitely say you have to make sure you're sharp in all the other areas. You have to compensate with like speed, agility, and do all the little things and big things well. You have to be able to shoot, you have to be able to get to the rim to keep the defense on edge. So really just having the only weakness in your game being your height is the best you can do. Like if I'm talking to a coach, which this has happened before, they say, we love your game, but you're just too small. I mean, that's a job well done for me.
Who would you say were your inspirations growing up? Who were your biggest role models?
For me, my hometown hero was Ari McDonald. So I just loved watching her hoop throughout high school, throughout college at Washington, and of course Arizona, and now the WNBA. Honestly, I've kind of modeled my game after her, just the way she gets better every year and just doesn't give up and doesn't even take in her size as a factor. That's what I love about her. That's a tough one. Okay, I can give you 3. I can actually give you my top one. My top one's Arike Gumbawale. Like, if you've ever watched Arike Gumbawale play, she is a bucket. Like, no weakness in her game. Like, you hear people say, like, oh, she plays just like a boy. Like, she plays just like an NBA player, and I would bet money against her, against some of the best players in the NBA. My second, I'm gonna go with Steph Curry. He kind of reminds me of my brother a lot, so that's kind of why he's so high for me, and he's also a small guard. And then lastly, we're gonna go with Dame Dalla. because I just like his spirit and his mentality about the game. Yeah, my dad's great. He's a super intelligent guy, loves basketball. Honestly, our whole family is so centered around basketball. Like, the crossover's already there, so to me, he's like always a coach, always giving me improvements, but then even on the court too, still being my dad. So to me, there's no crossover, it's all like a complete package. And honestly, my biggest problem with my dad is that he's always right. Like, like he's never wrong most of the time, and it's just so frustrating for me sometimes. But because I know he's right, and I just have to listen to him. But yeah.
How would you say that he's helped you the most in your growth?
I think a lot of girls that played for their dads can attest to this. Playing for your dad, that's the person that has the utmost confidence in you. So just giving that confidence and from a young age, just to know that you're on the court, the hours you put in are valid, and you can lead a team and just be great and be you. So that's the best thing ever.
How important leading a team is for you?
Yeah, the leadership role has been huge. Most of my team, they're a year below me, so they haven't had a lot of the experiences that I have. So I feel like I have a lot of knowledge that I can give them, a lot of game time situations that they haven't repped through. So just leading them through that, being vocal but also uplifting, I think is the best way for me to lead them.
Other than the leadership, is there any other aspect that you would say you bring to JBS, to a young JBS team, that other than leadership?
Yeah, definitely like tenacity and like pride, and not only in just your defense but your game in general. I think a lot of players come out here like with apathy and just like not caring about certain stuff. So I feel like when I'm on the court, I can kind of fire them up to do different things and do the little things and just play the right way. Yeah, for sure. I think me as a smaller guard, my path is a little different. Like, I'm probably the smallest person in, I don't know, the top 100 recruits on ESPN or whatever. But coming into 8th grade, I had a lot of buzz in UConn, Arizona, so a lot of Power Fives just coming in at 8th grade. And then once COVID hit, some of that stuff honestly fell off. And I really had only Power Fives with a few, only mid-majors with a few Power Fives kind of coming on in this second half of my junior year. Vanderbilt, Wisconsin, and obviously Boston College are some of the ones that have started to recruit me. And then coming into this live period, this was going to be kind of my year to pick up most of those Power Fives. I feel like unless you're in like the top 20 and as a small guard, I don't know if you're going to get a lot of those high Power Fives early, like Kamoria and all those people. Like, they got their offers like super early, like freshman, sophomore year. But for me, especially at my height, which very, very small, most coaches were telling me that my stuff was going to come junior year. So I'm glad to just be able to found Boston College as the right place for me. It's honestly, everything is perfect. The coach is a small guard, so I'm really confident in the way he's going to be able to use me and teach me like throughout my career.
So talk a little bit about why you chose Boston College. You mentioned the coach is a small guard, so like Chris seems to really believe in you, Coach Mack really believes in you. They chose you over some other guards in your class, right? So tell me why it feels like home for you.
Yeah, obviously I love Boston as a city. I visited there back in October, so just loved everything about it. The one thing I liked about my recruiting process for Boston College was the transparency aspect. They really just told me where I was compared to some of their other recruits, and just kept it transparent. So when they offered, they really made it clear that they were picking me, over some other people because of this, and this factor. And they really just checked all the boxes for me. And they're great people. It's a great conference, and I think I'll love it there.
Awesome. What his role has been in your growth?
Yeah, I think he hasn't affected my game from a skill standpoint, but definitely from a leadership standpoint and being able to handle hard coaching and high expectations. So that's the biggest thing for me. Also, him getting us exposure to different places. This past year we went to DC and Florida. So just getting his players out and to different places to be seen by coaches, since we're, back in Fresno. I think my recruitment was affected just being in a smaller market. I technically am like the face of the Central Valley, which is good for me, but no one's really looking there. So, especially for West Coast girls, I mean, they don't really expect that you're gonna wanna go to a school out in Boston, out in Virginia, out in places like that. So it definitely was tough for me to break those stereotypes, and then just being in a place where people weren't really looking for basketball. Like, for example, if you're in LA, then your top schools are like USC and UCLA, and if you're, you know, in the Bay, you've got Cal. But in Fresno, you really only have a couple schools to choose from that are locally and looking to recruit locally.
You know what I'm saying? Does he have something like that where the people that know Craig wouldn't expect?
He definitely does. Off the court, he is the most amazing person you'll ever meet. Like, this man knows every single R&B song dating back from like 1970 to present. So he really is with the culture like that. A great person to be around. He tells a lot of jokes. And he takes a lot of jokes well. Like, me and him go back and forth a lot. Like, he's just a great guy to be around and like super fun with an energetic personality.
Okay, awesome. After school?
Yeah, I definitely have a really specific plan. Hopefully it goes like this. I want to do college, finish that out, go play professional or overseas for 1 to 2, maybe 3 years, and then I want to come back and do med school and just ride that out and maybe do radiology or sports medicine or plastic surgery.
Wow.
There.
So, are you majoring in biology then?
I might major in biology, but honestly, medical schools are looking to kind of diversify their applicants. So my brother's majoring in sports management, and he's still going to take the med path. So maybe taking a lighter major would help my load as a basketball player and enable me to still be great in that area, but also still have the opportunity to do medicine.
I love it. Thank you. You know, play Division I like you do.
I would say have fun with the game. People can tell if you're out there and you're not having fun. So just make everything fun. Make practice fun, make your workouts fun, and just have a good time, because you're going to be looking to do this for a long time. So you really want to make sure this is something you can sustain for a really good chunk of your life.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. AT out.